everyone, welcome to my channel The Cloud Box, and this is the next video inside the Azure Data Factory playlist. And in this video I'm going to discuss about what is the for each activity in Data Factory. So uh, before I start the video, let me introduce my channel. My channel name is The Cloud Box. You will easily find on YouTube. And I mostly upload video related to the Azure data engineering, which consists Azure Data Factory, Databricks. In Databricks, I cover PySpark and Spark SQL code. In the Data Factory, I'm covering all the necessary activities along with the mapping data flow. And along with that, I'm also going to upload the video on Azure DevOps, how we can deploy the changes in in the other environment. Along with that, I'll upload video on Python and SQL code also. So all the necessary things I'm going to upload. So if you really want to become Azure data engineer and your expertise in that, so please watch my video. It is going to help you out. Okay, so in my last two videos, I have uploaded video related to what is the lookup activity, what is the get metadata activity. So probably if you can watch those videos also, it is going to help you out in this lecture. Okay, so the term I have used for each activity. Okay, for each is nothing but it's a similar a looping concept which we are familiar from a normal programming language. What is the for loop? Okay, so let me open my notepad and we'll see what is the loop. So if you talk about the loop concept, so from Java or any other programming language, we use like for I equal to 0 to I less than equal 10 and I plus plus, right? And here what we do, here we do some activity, right? And here we do some activity like, so let's say I'm just going to print this value. Okay, probably this is not a Python, so we need to take it system out dot println. Okay, fine. So this is a loop concept where we initialize and we increment the value and we print it, right? But in a normal for each activity, right, it's not like incrementing and we are not going to initialize some value. So probably in Java or somewhere we have used for each. Mostly we use for the array list item. So for the array list, what it does, suppose we are using for each. I'm just giving you a pseudo kind of code to understand. So in for each, it take it take from 1 and it will go to I equal to 10. Okay, there is no increment. Okay, so what I'm going to say, there would be one for each and it will start from 1 to 10. Okay, some activity, it is going to iterate over a list or over an array item. It will start from a start index and it will go to the nth index. That is meaning of a for each. Okay, so the same concept Microsoft has implemented in the data factory, that is a for each. So if you are not familiar like where to go, just open data factory, go to activity, in the search box just search for each, or you can go to the somewhere just search it, it will going to move and transform. Or below that there is iterational and conditional. You just drag and drop this for each, you will see this beautiful activity will come on the working area. Okay, okay, fine. So there are a couple of things general. Here we give name as for the similar activity. In the setting, this is the very important task for the for each. Sequential will come to later, batch count also come to later, items we need to provide. Okay, so let's come to one scenario. Let's say I have a three tables. Okay, I have a three tables that is in a particular folder, or in, sorry, I have a three table that in a SQL DB. Okay, I want to copy all those three table or nth table or maybe 10 table, 5 table, whatever you say, using one pipeline, using one copy activity. Okay, suppose I have, let's say someone said you, okay, go and copy 5 table from a SQL DB. Okay, there is no restriction. What you can do, you can simply use a single copy activity. Let's say you can simply use one copy activity from here. What we'll do, you will take a source as a SQL DB, sync as a ADLS where you want to save. You will give a table name and a schema name, it will copy. For the second table, again, you will take a one copy activity. That means for a 10th table, you will use 10 copy activity. Let's say if you have a 1,000 table, are you going to use 1,000 copy activity? No, maybe you can use, but it is not a reliable way, or it's not a faster approach to solve a problem, right? So for that reason, we can use a for each activity here. So how we can use it? So let's say, I guess scenario is clear. We have a 3 or 5 table, and we need to copy those all 5 or 3 table in a one go to a particular location. The location could be anything. It could be ADLS, it could be SQL DB again, it could be blob storage, or it could be any other another database. So I have already created my SQL DB. So in my previous video, I have told how to create a SQL DB and the server. Okay, so let's say I just want to copy any random table. Okay, so let's say in that case, I want to copy address, I want to copy product category, and I want to copy sales order details and so on, or maybe other thing as well. Okay, so let's say I'm just going to copy this address. I'm going to copy this address. Then again, someone said I want to copy the customer. I want to copy the customer table as well. I am copying customer. I'm just noting it out, so in the pipeline I can use it. Okay, so let's say someone said, okay, I want to copy the product category. Fine, let's go and rename and copy this product category details. Okay, as of now I'm copying for 3. Similarly it will happen for all. Okay, so very important. uh, okay, I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Okay, so here in the items we need to create we need to provide a list. Okay, anything in this, it is going to accept in the list format. Okay, got it. So what we can do, nothing, we can just open this add dynamic content. Okay, just there is one more, there is an inbuilt function that is a create array. Open this and pass this value. Okay, just go and first time copy this address, next time copy this customer one, and the third time you go and copy. If you see this video is lengthy or maybe slow, you can speed up the video to 1.5. I guess it is really going to help you out. So I have created a create array using function. I have passed 3 table names. If you have more than that, feel free to pass that, but make sure in the end of this you do not put comma, otherwise it is going to give you error. Okay, cool. We have created it. Okay, now alone this is not going to help. We need to copy the data, right? So what we can do, there is plus icon here, you can do it from here. Otherwise go to activity, just click this pencil icon, or if you see the pencil icon here, you just click this pencil icon from here also, go and copy this. Okay, fine, just go to source, just rename this for a better understanding. Copying data from SQL. Okay, okay, so if there is a SQL data, there is a SQL DB type of data set. If you do not know how to create, just go and watch. I have already created. I am choosing a generic SQL data set. It's not pointing to any particular table. Instead of table name is a dynamic, we can pass the table name and it is going to fetch the value. If you want to see what are the parameter I have passed it, just go and watch. Because we need to pass the schema name. So sales LT is a common schema. Just open this. You can see This sales LT is a common schema, so I have basically kept it as it is. For the table name, I have parameterized it. Okay, parameterization is something you decide the value at the runtime. Great. We'll come to pipeline again. Okay, cool. So before I give anything, okay, so if I run this, sorry, if I run this setting, first for each activity is going to run and return this value address. Okay, the second time it is going to run and is going to return customer. The third time it is going to return product category. That is index is start from 0 1 2. Okay, and after that it's not finding any other index. It is the for each activity is going to stop it here. Okay, so every time it is returning a value, it is going to return something called item. We represent it as item. So for index 0, current item is address. Index 2, it is customer, and index 1, it is customer, and in index 2, it is product category. And every index's value represents the current item value. Okay, so that's what the for each. We'll quickly go to copy, and in the table name we cannot pass like order table, sales order table, something like that, and we do not know what's the value coming from this array list also. So what we'll do, we'll choose add dynamic content, and simply Azure Data Factory is smart enough, it will understand what you want to achieve. Okay, so it just click this, you will see at the rate item, it is going to return you the current item for that particular iteration. Cool. Our source setting is completed. Okay, just go to sync. Our scenario is I want to store all these tables data in ADLS, and just by default it is .txt, so you just change to .csv. Okay, file extension. Okay, so file system, I want to show you my folder structure. I have already created, that is a container, that is the cloud box, and in the container I have created a main container as a output. These are the container name, and let's one second. Yeah, I have created output as a container. Cool. If you open this data factory and if you see this data set, okay, what I did, I marked these two as dynamically. Okay, that I have created parameters and I have created a dynamic content for a parameterization. So first thing is a file system. File system is output by default. It will take for it. These all are the file system name. Okay, and the directory is something inside output. If you create a folder, because the basic approach is first, because in ADLS Gen 2 the file system, that is a container name, is a mandatory. Okay, so first thing will be container name, then there is a directory name. So here we'll create one more folder, and inside that we'll keep our files. Cool. Okay, so let's go to our example again. So file system is output, we know, although we can pass it at the runtime, but it not makes sense, right? Because it's a constant one. So we'll pass it here. Now the picture come into this. Okay, let's open this. So let's say your architect or someone senior in the programming someone is a program manager or a project manager. He suggested, okay, let's do copy but in a sequence manner. So first should be in output, there could be a path like, let's say, okay, so there is a folder called processed file. Maybe some file are invalid. Okay, some databases tables are not up to date, and or maybe you do not want to copy at all. There could be scenario changes. You just copy those file in a processed file, and then there is a folder called with today's date. Okay, with today's date you want to copy the file. So today's date is, let's say today's date is 27th. Okay, so let's say 2023 then you keep it like month, right? So you just keep 6 and then 27, fine. And then you copy those all three tables name. So like there could be a sales folder, and in that sales dot csv, something like that you are architecture you want to follow. Okay, so let's open this. I guess we have already selected, right? Or not? Okay, we've already selected. Oh no, sorry, I need to change it. Okay, that was a for source. So there is something called a concat function. We'll choose the concat function. So first our scenario is I need to take this as a common one, right? So I'll simply use double quote. Okay, and comma is for concatenating for each folder. There is a okay. And now I want with today's date, so we have a function called utc now, right? And in the utc now we need to provide a uh, something like that, right? We want a folder, and before that we need to add a format date time. There is an inbuilt function, you can find it. Okay, this is, but again we want like which data copy. Suppose first this is copying the sales data, so folder should be created as a sales, and then we have to copy the data. Okay, so let's choose this. Here again we need to give a forward slash and one curly braces. Okay, it is giving error. Let me see. Okay, this is the forward slash. We have given it format date time UTC now. Format date time UTC now. Format date time UTC now. Okay, fine. So we have found the error. Probably our error will be solved. Okay, fine. Cool. So everything is fine. We have created this, and let's run this. Let's validate our pipeline. We'll go to the output. There is nothing here. You just run this and let's see how this is happening. Okay, we can see all our copy from SQL that is started at the same time, right? Let's see whether it is going to copy or not. I guess our activity got successful. Let's open this. Let's refresh this. We have created one folder called processed files. In that we have created with today's date, right? 27 July, June 2023. And in that there is address. You can see sales address.csv file, customer customer.csv file, and product category.csv file. Okay, let's come and understand the meaning of this. I'll not take much time. What is the sequential? Okay, suppose we have dependency on one file. So let's say you want to copy the data one by one. So the first address will be copying, then only customer will start copying, and then product. So you want to copy in sequence manner. Let's say customer has a dependency on address. Unless until address will not get copied, customer if we copy, so some record can miss or maybe it will fail. So you just do a sequential. Okay? Maybe if you do not choose a sequential, so let's say there is a 3, right? If you want to, you start copy the data in a batch format, like you have 8 record 10 records, you want to copy like in a batch of 2. So first 2 will copy, then again a more then after copying a 2, then again next 2 will start. Okay, so first let me explain the sequential. Let's run this. So you see it, first we'll copy first time, then after copying it, it will start for the second, then it will start for the third. Okay, I hope you have understanding where to use sequential or where to use not, I mean where you cannot use it. Fine. Okay, so similarly you can check for a batch count. So in this video, I have covered a basic scenario where you can copy the SQL DB data to ADLS. Let's say someone come and ask, okay, this was for a SQL DB and I do not using SQL DB. It's for a files. The files are in ADLS, in suppose in a landing or a raw folder. I want to copy. So in the same way, you create array in the same way you create a create array. You just give a file name dot csv or what it is. In the source you select, in for a copy use instead of a sql you select a csv, and from there let's say if in and let's say you use the wildcard path. You give this, and in the wildcard path here you give add dynamic content. Here you give the current item. Okay, in the next video I'll try to cover this also. Fine. I guess see this is making some sense. After watching this video you will have understanding how to use a for each activity. That's it for now, and please do subscribe and like my video if you really enjoy watching it. Thank you so much. Bye. Have a nice day.